In today's video, we're going to talk about how to link pages on your Squarespace website. So if you want to add a link on your home page that links to your About page or your Services page, there's lots of different places you might want to add links. You might want to add links to text. You might want to add links to buttons or images. So we're going to cover all of that in today's video. If you are new to my channel, my name is Shannah and I am a Squarespace web designer in New York City. And on this channel, I share tips about Squarespace and all the other online tools you need to use with your website. If that's something you're into, then subscribe below and you can stay up to date on all of the helpful videos that I create. Now let's dive in. So we're here on my Gloria website template, and I'm going to use this as an example to show you how to add links between pages on your website. If you like this template, you can actually purchase it yourself, and you can find a link below this video. So the first place you might want to add a link is to a button on your website. So I've got a button here in my header. I'm going to go into edit mode. I'm going to click on this button and click the pencil and attach link. So if I click attach link, I have a few different options for the types of links that you can add. So if you want to link to a page on your website, you're going to keep this set to URL. You could also link to a file, an email, or a phone number, but most typically you're going to link to a URL. So I'm going to keep this URL. I'm going to click in this field here and notice that the first thing that pops up are all of the pages on your website. So if you want to link to another page on your website, all you have to do is select the page from the list. It's going to add that link and attach it. Now, one thing you want to pay attention to here is, let me click here to close that list. If you are linking to a page within your own website, you want to keep this toggle off because you don't want the window to open in a new page. You want to just replace the page that's being displayed and the person will link over to that page on your website. If for some reason you were linking outside of your website, you wouldn't have a link to a page here. You would enter a link like HTTPS. Let's say we're linking to my website. And then you'd want to link in a new tab because you want the person to stay on your website in this tab and have this external link open in a new tab. But that's not what we're doing in this video. We are linking to a page and we're going to enter the services page. And also note that you don't have to find it in the list. You can just start typing it and it will pop up and then you can select it. So now we've got our button set to link to this page. I can save and prove to you that it works. If I click here, I'm going to hop over to my services page. Now let's hop back to the home page. And let's say, for example, we want to link some text instead of a button. So let me scroll down here. Here, I might want to link out to my alternate sections page. So what I do is I highlight the text. I click this link button here, and we have the exact same panel that pops up, and I can scroll down and find the page I want to link to, or I can type it in. I know it's called alternate sections. There it is. I can click on that, and now I'm going to link to that alternate sections page. Now let's say I want to link to a specific section on a page. So not just to the whole services page, but here, for example, I'm listing my 3 services, and they are in different sections on my services page. So it would be great if these buttons just link down to the specific service that I'm talking about. So before I can add these links here, what I have to do is add something called an anchor link on each of those sections so that I can tell these buttons where to link. So let's hop over to my services page and I will show you how we do that. So I'm going to go to services, I'm going to hit edit, and I'm going to scroll down here. This is the section where I talk about my first service. So I'm going to click edit section and scroll down to the bottom here. And here is where I'm going to add an anchor link with the name of this section. So I'm just going to call it service 1. And I'm going to click outside the box. And I'm going to scroll down to my next service. And I'm going to click edit section. And I'm going to add this one called service 2 as my anchor link. And then I'm going to scroll down to my next section, edit section, and add service 3. And then I'm going to click save on this page, and I'm going to go back to my home page and let me show you how we add those links. So I'm going to edit again. Here I'm going to add on this button a link to the first service. So I'm going to click on my button, just like we did before, click the pencil. I'm going to attach a link. And here I want to go to my services page. And what I want to do is add a hashtag and put service 1. So I want to add the anchor link that I assigned to the section that I want to jump to. And that's not going to come up from that window that drops down. You have to type that in. So you have to remember what it is. And I don't want to open that in a new tab. I want to open it in the same tab. So I'm going to toggle this off. And then I'm going to click Attach Link. And it's added a link to Service 1. And I can do the same thing to my other buttons here. I'll just do one more. Attach Link. Services. Service 2, turn off open link in new tab, and I can attach that link to that button. Now let's show you how it works. If I scroll down here, click on Learn More, this should jump right to my service number 1. So that's how you would link to a specific section on a web page. Now let's say you wanted to link an image. So let's go back to our home page. And let's say, for example, when we click this image of Gloria, we want to go to her About page. So I'm just going to click Edit here. I'm going to click on the image, click my little pencil here. Again, I can attach a link just like to text or buttons. I type in the name of the page or I select it from the list and it is attached the link. That's all you have to do. We click outside the image to close that box, click Save. Let's exit out and test it. I click on this image and it hops right to the About page. Now, another place where you're likely going to want to add links is on your blog, and that works a little bit differently. So let me show you how you link to pages on your blog. And typically, you're going to want to link to pages within blogs. I do that a lot. I have one blog post and I say, oh, I wrote another blog post that's similar, and you might want to check this one out. So let me show you how that would work. So I'm going to hop over to my blog here. I'm going to go into my first blog post. And if I scroll down a little bit, I have some examples where I want to link to another blog post. So here, I talk more about this in my second blog post. So I would highlight this and link it just like text. And I would click this link button. And wouldn't it be lovely if I put blog and then a list of my blog posts came up? But that is not what happens. You can link to different categories, and we'll do that in a second. But I can't link to a specific blog post right here. So let me show you what you have to do to make this work. The first thing you have to do is go to the blog post you want to link to. So let's exit out here. I'm going to go to Pages, Blog, and I want to link to my second blog post. So I'm going to click these 3 dots here, and I'm going to click Settings. And what I need to do is grab the URL for this blog post. And this is a very bad URL. I left it this way to show you what a bad URL looks like. You do not want to leave your URLs with these sort of messy codes that Squarespace automatically creates, or if you're copying pages within your website, you're going to get these sort of junky URLs. You want these URLs to make sense. So you want to make sure that your blog post URLs are the title of your blog post. But for all of the pages on your website, you want to check these URLs and make sure they make sense. Now, let's fix this one. Let's just say this is a good name. And you want to go with 3, maximum 5 words in your URLs and make sure you separate them with dashes. And if you know a little bit about SEO, you want to put your keywords in your URLs, but that's a whole different topic. So we've got a nice clean URL here. And this is what we're going to have to actually link to. We're going to have to put the link /blog/second blog post to link out to this blog post. But unfortunately, I also can't copy the whole thing. So I'm just going to copy what we call the URL slug. That's the end part of the URL. So I'm going to do Control-C to copy that. I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to go back to my first blog post, click Edit. And now I'm going to click my text that I want to link. I'm going to click the link button here. Now I have to type in /blog/ and then paste in the URL. So it's a little bit more manual here, and you've got to put /blog before it. We don't want to open in a new tab. I'm going to click outside this window here, and now I've got a link to the second blog post. Let's make sure that's working. Click second blog post, and now I go to my second blog post. So that's how you can link between blog posts. Let's go back to that first blog post again. And I mentioned that you can link to blog post categories. So actually, let me hop back to my blog page and show you. I have some buttons here that actually filter my blog by categories. And these are created using links that select all blog posts in a category. So if I click category 1, I'm now displaying all of my blog posts that are in category 1. And the way that I do that is, let's go into edit. I assign to this button, if I click the pencil here, a link that says /blog category 1. So the way I did that originally, if I clear that out, I attach a link and I type in /blog, and then I see my options for the different categories below with /blog category 1. So you don't have to remember what to type. If you type /blog, it will list your categories for you and you can select them, and that's how you can link to a group of categories. Now, this assumes you have assigned categories to your blog post. So let me just show you how I did that. If I go into this first blog post, click these 3 buttons here, go to settings, go to options. This is where you assign categories to your blog post. So you need to make sure you do that so that you have categories to select. And this is where you would create a new category as well. So if I wanted to add category 5, which doesn't exist, I would just add it to that blog post, and that creates a new category 5. And the very last thing I want to show you, this is a little bit of a bonus. Let's say you wanted to change the color of your text hyperlinks on your website. So to do that, I'm going to click Edit. I'm going to go to Edit section and go to Colors, and I want to select the theme of the link that I want to change. So if you don't know anything about Squarespace website colors, this is a little crash course. Your website is made up of different color themes. Every section on your website is assigned to one of these themes. So if I change the color of the links, it's only going to change it for this theme. So you may have to do this for different themes, but for all sections on my website that are using the lightest one theme, if I click this pencil here, I can scroll down under text. I will see links, and I can change just plain text links, which is what we have here. I can change links that are headers or text links that are on a background. Here we're just doing text links, so I can click here. Now I don't have a lot of colors in my palette, but here I could change it to dark brown. And notice when I click on that, my link changes to dark brown. I could select any other color in my palette, or I can use a custom color. So you want to be careful with this, but say I wanted all my links to be bright orange. So I could just click that custom color. And now if I click outside of here and back out and click save, all of my links in the lightest one theme are now orange. So that's a little bonus info on changing colors of your text links. So I think that's everything that you need to know about linking pages on your website. If there's something I forgot to include, just post it in the comments below and I'll tell you how to do it. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If so, please give it a like and subscribe below so more people find my content.